you all a question in the beginning of the speech, and then I'm going to ask it again at the end, the same question. But when I ask the question, I want you to have it be a gut reaction. I don't want you to really think about it. I want it to be like, question, yes or no, which is kind of hard sometimes when you have to think about things. But the question is, who in here thinks they are rich? Okay, got that yes or no? Well, there is a Maslow's hierarchy of personal needs that states you need air, water, clothing, shelter, food. And and nowadays transportation, because we live in a place that we need to get to a job to make the money to get all those things, to be able to afford all those things, you have to have transportation. And then there's the other thing of health, having health, having financial safety and having personal safety, and also, and relationships, love and being and feeling belonging, that you belong to some people, that you have those connections. And there's a proverb that says, it's a Jewish proverb that comes from a text called The Sayings of Our Fathers, is who is rich? One who is happy with what they have. So I started thinking about all these things because as I said, I heard about pay it forward, and the question I had was, what was it? What do you pay forward? And it is very, it doesn't mean anything sometimes. But I started thinking about it and what I had to give, the it I had to pay forward. And I started thinking about what I had. And so using the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I decided to figure out what I had. And I have health, and I have a wonderful family with a husband who loves me and children that love me, and mother and father that raised me, and sisters and brothers, and I even am lucky enough to have friends. So I have that. I have a beautiful home that is more than enough. It keeps me warm in the winter and cool in the summer, protects me from the rain. It keeps me safe. I have transportation. I have more than enough food on my table. I never have to worry about where my next meal is coming from. Clothing. Sometimes I have too much clothing. And then financial security, got that. And I have to tell you a story, and you don't tell your father this. I went to the grocery store one day, got out of the car, got my groceries, and I started looking for my keys as I'm going out. And I went, did I leave my keys in the car? What did I do with my keys? I got to the car, and it was still running. It was still in the parking lot too. And I said, thank you, God. That's safety. So I have everything I need. I am, if going by the proverb, one who is rich has what they need and they're happy with it, I am. There's things you always desire, but do I need anything? No. And really, do I want anything? Nothing of monetary value do I want. So I'm pretty rich. I am pretty rich. And with that, I started thinking about pay it forward and what the it was. And what I had was to give is what I had. So I'll give you some examples of how I do pay it forward. One is every Wednesday I go to Kansas City, Kansas, and I work with teens at risk. And I try, and the word is try, to connect with them and help them to learn how to make better decisions by teaching them breath work, by working with yoga, by meditation. The next one has to do with on the way one Wednesday when I was going down to my teens at risk. It was really hot in the beginning of July. And as I was getting off I-35 and turning onto 7th Street Trafficway, there was a man on that corner, and he was wearing a coat. It was really hot. He was wearing this jacket, and he's sitting on a chair, and he has a sign that says, "Traveling through town, I'm hungry, can you help me?" And I'm watching everybody kind of trying not to look at him. And it really bothered me. It was hot, and I felt bad for him. So I decided, you know what? I'm running a little bit late, but I'll stop at the first place I can get a sandwich and a Powerade to help him get his electrolytes back because it was hot. And I drove to the place. I go back, I hand him the sandwich, and I go back on to my kids. And then, ironically, a couple days later, I think about a week later, it was still hot, and I'm getting off 435 going to an appointment, and there's a young man getting out of his truck with a gas can. And I assume he's run out of gas, so I rolled my window down and asked him if I could take him to the nearest gas station. He got in the car, dropped him off at the gas offered to take him back, but he said no, he was fine. It really wasn't that far, he told me. I said, okay, went on. So here are 3 ways I've touched people. And what I had transportation, I had money for food, and I have my time and what I've learned, the things I've learned to give to people. And Mark Mage talks about the pebble. I think if anybody's ever been here about the pebble. And I analogize the paying it forward to like the pebble. That you drop the pebble in the water, and you don't know how far the pebble goes. And you see the ripples, but you don't know how far the ripples go. You just see that initial ripple. And paying it forward is like that, because when I go down to the AYS, the teams, every once in a while I'll say something or we'll do something, and I'll see that one of the team gets it, and their eyes light up. And I know the pebble has been dropped, and I don't know how far the pebble goes, and I don't know how far the ripple goes, but I see the initial drop. And then with the man on the corner, when I wrote down my window, you could say he was a little bit nervous about coming over to me. But when I handed him the sandwich and the drink, his face just lit up, and he effusively thanked me. He blessed me, and I saw the pebble drop. I don't know how far the pebble went, and I don't know how far the ripple went, but I saw that initial ripple. And then finally, the young man with the gas tank, and again, he coming up to my window was really scared, and you could see he was like, why are you rolling down your window? And when I asked him if I could help him again, his face lit up. The pebble hit, and I don't know how far the pebble will drop, and I don't know how the ripple effect will go. But I saw the initial, and it made me feel each time, it gave something back to me. I felt so good that I could help somebody, and knowing that they would never help me. They could never return that. They don't know who I am. The kids are never going to return it. But somehow, some way, I hope that they touch somebody else, because somebody touched them. And like that little boy in the movie, his analogy was that this person would touch these many people and these many people, and what you gave really exponentially was given more. And you get something from it. It's a win-win. So I'm going to ask you the question again. Who in here thinks they are rich? Well, if the answer is yes, then how can you not pay it forward?